Greetings to all my fellow watch enthusiasts on YouTube and Facebook and wherever else this video will be seen and shared. Celine Driver once again, bringing you another unboxing and review of a lovely watch that technically might be mine, maybe not. I'll explain. What I have here is a Breitling, which has some significance to myself and my father, insofar as it is the first Breitling that my dad ever bought for himself, and that he ever liked. But he also bought it with the intention that both of us would be able to wear the watch, and he's since bought several other watches that he's more interested in, and this watch has sort of fallen to me to wear for a while until he decides he wants to wear it again. So technically this watch is mine, but sort of. I guess it goes back and forth between my father and I. Anyway, it's a lovely Breitling, which looks like no other Breitling watch in their lineup. Typical high quality Breitling, good thick cardboard box. You have the watch in here, which is a nice travel watch roll. Underneath here is where they hid all the paperwork. There's some paperwork here. I don't know where this paperwork came from exactly. It's off of somebody's inkjet printer, really. This was a previously owned watch. Breitling International warranty card with the serial number of the Superocean Heritage 57. I mean, the title already gave it away, so you know what you're looking at here. And the instructions for use, which, let's face it, it's a simple three-hander with a bezel. It's not that hard to figure out. But it did come with full paperwork, all box and papers. So that's obviously a very nice thing. And in the travel compartment is the watch itself, which is the Breitling Superocean Heritage 57. Now this is a limited edition watch. I'll get to that in a minute as soon as I can get this. This clasp has always been kind of a pain in the butt to open. I wish it had some kind of push button trigger or something, but it doesn't. But a beautiful, very unusual Superocean. Now this harks back to the original Superoceans. I mean, we know the modern Superoceans are very big, hefty-looking super divers, very impressive tool watches. I own one. But this is what the Superocean was way back in the day. And this watch was made as an homage to the original Superocean. At least that's what I'm getting from the Breitling website. Has a bezel on it that is actually overlapping, if you will, the watch case. So the watch actually wears smaller than the bezel would have you believe. Owing also to the fact that it has a rather short lug, and even with this leather strap on it, the strap folds down pretty far. You can also get these on a mesh strap, which I think would have looked even better, but the fact that it has this leather strap with this sliding keeper setup makes it wearable by both myself and my father. His wrist is much smaller than mine. In fact, you can see from the divot over here, that's how much bigger my wrist is than his. It's a significant amount. So this is why when he buys a watch on a bracelet, I know I don't get to wear that watch. It's a single fold clasp. This little rectangle here locks in here, and it is a very solid lock, as you can hear. And you really got to dig your fingernail in there to get it to pop out. Sometimes that doesn't even work, and you resort to brute force sometimes. Jeez. I mean, if you're worried about this clasp failing on you, I can demonstrate that it doesn't. I think that bend might be a little extreme, but it isn't. As you can see, it's pretty thick, solid metal. And you can see that bend is actually purposeful. But getting back to the watch, the one thing that my father loves, now his taste in watches and mine differ quite a bit. I like a busy dial. I love chronographs. I love complications, moon phases, days, weeks, months, years. A perpetual watch is just a fantastic watch to me. He is more of a simple watch guy. He loves three-handers, no date if it can happen. Hell, some of his favorite watches are from H. Moser and C. Literally have two hands on them and maybe a small second subdial. No indices, no date, no verbiage on the watch face. He loves a simple dial. So this watch actually, he really liked it. He still likes it. He loves an interesting dial. And to him, this was interesting. It was really surprising to me that he bought this and it showed up. As you can see, it's a rainbow dial. You have indices in green and blue, kind of melting into purple and then red and then orange and then yellow up at the top here. You have a bi-directional bezel. It's just tight enough that it will more or less hold its position. I mean, you have to work to knock it off, but you can knock it. But so there's no click in this bezel, but it is a tight bezel. So when you put it somewhere, it stays. I don't know that you could call it a dive bezel, and even though this watch is fairly swimmable, but it could be used to track a second time zone, for example. So it does have some use other than and it looks great too. It has kind of a conical shape to it. You can see how the bezel kind of slopes inward towards the crystal. And the crystal itself is a box style crystal. So you got a lot of different effects going here. You have a kind of a concave shape of the bezel, as you can see. And then the crystal standing up very proud, even though it's a flat crystal, it does stand up above the watch. Gives the watch an overall really nice effect. No crown guards on the crown, but the bezel kind of acts like a crown guard in and of itself. You can see that it overlaps the crown. It is a hackable movement, as you can see. There's only one position for it. It pops. It's not a screw down crown. It is a windable movement. Get to all that in a minute. On the back, nice Breitling artwork there, announcing it as a Superocean Heritage 57. You can see it says 1 of 1,000 right up there at the top, or right under the crown. It is a certified chronograph, made in Switzerland, manufactured in Swiss, as it were. Beautifully made watch. Nice thick leather strap. Breitling is known for their leather, and their leather straps are very thick bolstering up near the lugs. Kind of thins out as you taper down towards the clasp. It's very comfortable. Looks great on wrist. I'll give you a nice wrist shot. Hopefully I can open that later. But as you can see on my 7 1/4 inch wrist, it fits very nicely. Very short lug to lug. Comparatively, it fits beautifully on the down the barrel shot. You can see that. It's just a fantastic looking watch with a really difficult clasp. I don't know if it's this watch in particular or Breitling designed this clasp to be this way, but at least you're not going to lose it if you're running around. I mean, it is marketed as a sport watch, so if you're doing sport things, you certainly don't want the clasp to pop open at an inopportune moment. So I think this clasp accomplishes that at the expense of being easy to work with. It's really my only nitpick with the watch, and it's not really something that I dislike so much as I just need to point that out while you see me struggling with the damn thing. Anyway, I have my sheet of facts here so I can go over these statistics with you on the watch. As I said, this is the Breitling Superocean Heritage 57 Special Edition 2. Implying, I guess, that there was a Special Edition 1 at some point, but I can't find any reference to it anywhere. But this is a limited edition 1 of 1,000. This doesn't have an individual number. We just know that there were 1,000 pieces of this made to celebrate the original Superocean that came out in 1957. There is a Breitling B10 movement in the case. It's an automatic, hand winds, hacks, has a pretty good sized power reserve. I think it's somewhere in the 42-hour range. Stainless steel case, stainless steel clasp, signed clasp, of course, you can see. Registered models, stainless steel, Swiss made. Everything is of high polish and, of course, excellent quality as you would expect from Breitling. Leather strap. It is a Breitling leather strap. You can see that there. It is signed. Swiss made. Sapphire crystal, box style. It is 100-meter water resistance. You could swim with it. Probably snorkel in shallow depths with it. Certainly get it wet, but I would not take this thing underwater for a sustained period of time. I don't think the watch is designed for it. Certainly the crown being a non-screw down crown. It is signed crown, by the way. The old Breitling B logo. They're using the Breitling B logo without the wings because they don't want to be known as an aviator brand anymore so much as they want to be a land, sea, and air brand. That's why more and more of the new Breitlings don't have the wing logo as prominent as they used to be. 42 millimeter case diameter. It is 10 millimeter thick. All measurements, by the way, come from Breitling's website. 46 millimeter on the tip to tip. 20 meter lug. This does narrow down to 18 millimeters at the end of the strap. As I said, this is a limited to 1,000 pieces edition watch. I demonstrated the bi-directional bezel. The insert is ceramic. And, of course, we've been staring at this beautifully unique colored dial. Reds and oranges and yellows and greens and blues and purples. It's just a beautiful dial. It really is. And I showed you the case back treatment earlier, which is unique to this watch, being the Heritage 57 watch. That's Heritage 57, not Heinz 57. Har har. Beautiful watch. I'm glad my dad lets me wear it. And he likes it too, but he's distracted by other watches in his collection right now. So while he's distracted, I'm going to enjoy this watch, even with a goofy clasp. And obviously, if this class bothers me that much, I mean, a spring bar tool and about 5 minutes worth of work, and I can switch this thing to a mesh. I can switch it to another bracelet. I can put an FKM rubber strap on it for more of the sporty thing going on. So 20 millimeter strap width. I mean, it's a strap monster. What else can you say about it? But that's really all I got to say about it. It's another Breitling in our collection, and really one of the more unique ones. Really is a good-looking piece. I hope you found this video to be entertaining, informative, useful. If so, please click that thumbs up button for me. That does help with the YouTube search algorithms, and that helps bring people to the channel, which is always a good thing. Comments, questions, suggestions down below. I do read them all. I do respond to them all. However, if you are going to troll me or you're going to leave links to bad places on the internet, I simply delete the comment and then block the commenter. If you're new to the channel or you've been here a while but you haven't done so yet, please click that subscribe button at the bottom of the video window. It's all I ask out of folks who stop by the channel and partake of all this wonderful and informative entertainment. Don't forget to click the bell icon too, so that when I do live streams or when I upload new material, you will be alerted to those facts and you can participate. Otherwise, as I always say at the end of my videos, it is a crazy old world out there. It is not getting any less crazy. So I ask everyone to please stay safe, stay well, be careful. See you soon.